We all do it. We all need it. Sleep. But what if I told you that you could get so much more out of every single day just by making a few simple tweaks to your night? Well, in this explainer, we're going to unlock the secrets to better sleep. And trust me, it's a lot easier than you think. So let's just start with a number that might kind of blow your mind. 11 days. That is how much productivity the average person loses every single year just because of bad sleep. I mean, imagine that. That's almost 2 full work weeks just gone, vanished into a tired fog. This isn't just about feeling a little groggy, it's a real measurable drain on our lives. So let's dive right into our first section. We're calling it the high cost of tiredness because, well, it's about so much more than just feeling a little out of it in the morning. That nagging sleepiness, it leads to some really big issues. We're talking memory loss, real trouble concentrating, and your motivation just completely tanking. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. These are the classic signs of poor rest. So the big question is, what can we actually do about it? Okay, our first step to fixing this whole thing starts with where you sleep. Let's get into section 2, creating your ideal sleep environment. And it all kicks off with the surprising science of something as simple as temperature. Believe it or not, this right here is pretty much the magic number. Research shows again and again that we get our best, most restful sleep when the room is right around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 18 Celsius. I know that might sound a little chilly, but stick with me because there's a fascinating reason why this works. So here's the trick, right? You can actually help yourself fall asleep faster by taking a warm shower or a bath just before you get into bed. Why? Well, when you step out of that cozy warmth and into a cooler room, your body temperature takes a slight dip. And that drop, it acts like a biological signal to your brain, slowing down your metabolism and basically telling your whole body, hey, it's time to rest. And get this, here's a really interesting little detail from the research. Even if you're someone who loves to be buried under a heavy, warm blanket, the real key is to keep your head cool. It turns out a cool head is directly linked to deeper, more restorative sleep. Who knew? All right, on to our next section. It's time to talk about how to harness your body clock. We can actually learn to manage our internal circadian rhythm by using a tool that's surprisingly simple, and it's all around us: light. The strategy here is incredibly simple. You're going to love this. In the morning, you want to get a good, healthy dose of bright light. Then, about an hour before you plan to go to bed, you do the exact opposite. Dim all the lights and, this is a big one, turn off those screens. So how does this work? It's pretty amazing, actually. Your body's internal clock is regulated almost entirely by light. That bright morning light sends this powerful signal to your brain that says, okay, time to wake up, be alert. And then, by dimming the lights in the evening, you send the opposite cue. You're telling your brain that the day is ending, which kicks off that whole process of winding down for sleep. For our last section, we're going to explore something you might be a little skeptical about, and that's okay. It's the power of scent. I mean, can an herb really help you sleep? I know what you might be thinking. Aromatherapy for sleep? It sounds a little new agey, doesn't it? A lot of people wonder if this is all just a placebo effect or if there's any real science to back it up. Well, here's the surprising answer. Turns out, the research is pretty clear. Controlled scientific trials using lavender as a sleep aid have actually backed up its benefits. So no, this isn't just wishful thinking. There's real evidence here. So how can you actually use this? It's super simple. You could try breathing in a little lavender oil before bed, or maybe use one of those lavender-scented eye pillows. And if you really want to boost the effect, you can pair it with another relaxing routine, like a few minutes of journaling or some quiet meditation. All right, so we've covered temperature, light, and scent. 3 huge pillars of great sleep. Now, in our final section, let's put it all together. Let's build your better sleep blueprint with a really simple 3-step plan. Here it is, your 3-step plan for better sleep. Step 1, cool your room down to about 65 degrees. Step 2, manage your light. Get lots of it in the morning and dim it way down at night. And step 3, create a relaxing pre-sleep routine, maybe with a little bit of lavender. See, it's that straightforward. And that brings us right back to where we started. By putting these simple, science-backed tips into practice, you can start reclaiming those lost days. So I'll just leave you with this question. What could you do with 11 extra, fully rested, fully productive days every single year?